games like that.
Why are we making fun of it? Okay, so just so I can understand correctly on this. So it was poorly received because it was oversaturated market. Then why are we making fun of
by consumers? Well, because it already has a PS5 patch.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know anything about this, so like,
it already looks pretty good. It runs at 60 frames on the PS5, and it came out in 2019. The thing they keep doing, and I almost wonder if this would go over better for people. They keep using the word remastered. I almost wonder if it was Days Gone Definitive Edition. Something like that.
Yeah.
Would that get a better reaction? Because look, I mean, come on, Days Gone Remastered, throw that up there, and it's like, okay, it's not that old, first of all, and it already works on the PS5. Now, if you said, hey, we're going to add more, because they're adding more content, they're doing DLC and
VR support.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we made. I'll admit, I was one of the people who was like laughing about the Horizon Zero Dawn thing, but the remastered is actually legitimately better than the original one. But they keep using that word remastered, and I kind of think if they did it and they used anything else, director's cut, whatever, I think it'd be like, okay, it's $10 and you get more content. Oh, and it also just happens to look better as well. Rather than focusing in on, you won't believe how much better this game looks. It's like, it already looks really good, and it was in the collection. For when they first had the PS5 upgrade, like if you're a PlayStation Plus, you got an upgrade. I think this was in there. Otherwise, though, it's on PlayStation Plus, so it's easily accessible right now. And I think you're right though about the saturation evident in the zombie stuff back then, because this is still kind of like Walking Dead. From what I remember, it was still going on, or on the tail end of it, right?
Like DayZ stuff was happening. No, World War Z was already doing stuff. This was coming out tail end as well with Last of Us, so people were already assuming PlayStation-centered games with zombies were going to be more story-driven, whereas this guy is just a paper-thin, like, lead.
It feel like it overlapped with a woman. Yeah, and the thing with this though is it actually sold. People don't realize this game sold pretty well. I think it sold like 8 or 9 million with the PC version included. That's pretty good for that kind of a game that came out buggy and.
But to be fair, that's kind of like a Horizon number too. Back when Sony used to fucking make their games $10, $20 all the time.
That's true. They don't do that. No, it did have a pretty good like second win on PC. I remember like people on PC really liked the game. So I don't know if you got a chance to play it.
I've watched a lot of people play it. It looks interesting. It actually looks really decent story, man, but the world
is consistently on sale on PC too. I think there are many times where it's like less than $20. When I remember on PC. But the remaster thing, I think, because we keep having this happen, and it's like the game's 6 years old. It's like, we're remastering this? Okay. I think that's why. So, a lot of people laugh when this came up, yes. We already heard about it, and it's just, having it thrown out was just funny for people. It's like, okay, sure. I will be checking it out, though, because I am one of those people that have been falling out of Days Gone. And I could still play it now, but the DLC and stuff, I might check this out, and also I can technically talk about it a bit more on the R3 and stuff, so... I already have it. I'll do that $10 upgrade just to see what it is exactly. Alright. Next up we do have Stellar Blade. DLC and a PC version. PC version is June 2025. DLC we need to, I guess, get an exact release date on that. Evan, you have any interest in Stellar Blade on PC?
I'm fine.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if you had any interest in it coming to PC. I feel like it'll do pretty well on Steam, though. Especially because it should be on sale in like China and stuff as well. I think they're expecting a pretty good turnout from that market. PlayStation Plus game catalog is already up here. Jedi Survivor, Top Spin, Lost Records all going in. Jedi Survivor, good game. People should check it out.
Lost Records. Also really cool. I'm so excited to play this. It's been on my radar, and I've been meaning to since I saw the Xbox showcase, but I just haven't had the time because there's too many games to play. But it looks really cool, and it's the first chapter in it, and I'm assuming it's very similar to the Life is Strange series, where they release a bunch of different chapters. So I'm stoked for it. I hope they release the next chapters out soon, because I love playing those type of games.
I think they mentioned that the other chapters, I think they said one was coming in the spring.
Did they? Yay! Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think all the chapters will be out this year, at least what they were saying. So
I'm so excited.
Okay,
I love games, so I'll report back.
good stuff. And they did tell us, which was kind of strange. Or so we have 2 other games also going in. That's going to be. Let's start. Okay, so here's the whole list actually: Jedi Survivor, Topspin, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 1, Saga Frontier Remastered, Somerville, Tin Hearts, Mordhall, Patapon 3, Dropship, United Peace Force. And then for the 2 games we're going in as this one here, we have Blueprints and then Abiotic Factor. Those are the 2 other day 1 releases. The other thing that was kind of weird is they told us that 3 Armored Core games are going in, but they're not going in yet, just later. Those are the PS1 Armored Core games. I'm not really sure why they did that. But they said, oh yeah, here's a bunch of Armored Core games that will eventually happen. The PS1 versions. Which, the PS1 Armored Cores were weird because they technically came out. So Armored Core 1, and then like 5 or 6 months later, the next Armored Core game came out. So it was kind of an expansion that they just ended up putting on another disc and shipping. And they did the same thing again. So this is, there it is, Master Arena, Project Phantasma. It's kind of odd the way they set this up. I don't know why they were really going to tell people that it's coming out in, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, but there you go. Armored Core to look forward to.
Or just play it right now.
Tides. Oh yeah, check this. Tides of Annihilation. Okay, so this is a game that I think stood out to a lot of people. It's an action adventure game in mystical London. Now this is Sean, one of those games you were mentioning that does have kind of over-the-top action combat, but not a Souls game.
Right. I've heard that the 2 women are real life lovers or something, and so they're gonna be like lovers in the game or something.
They should more gameplay.
Sorry for adding deeper context to things.
Yeah, but the context was room.
No, I'm pretty sure it's legit.
Sean supports their love. I find that beautiful. Good on you, Sean.
Shipping characters before we know. All right.
I mean, I do that too. I really ship things, so it's fine.
No, I mean, I think it looks good overall from what we've seen so far. The gameplay looked pretty quick. Like, there's a lot of, like, you see a lot of dodging, so I guess that more that than parrying. But it does look, as you mentioned, Sean, before, more of the action, adventure, fantasy style game. So, I'm wrong on this. Oh my gosh.
Did you have this in a dream somewhere?
Oh, bro, somebody was talking about it.
This is a dream.
Someone got on Twitter?
Was this source trust me, bro? Or like, what was that?
Only your chat told you this?
Yeah, but they were like,
trusting chat.
they were adamant about it. And I was like,
Elliot says Tides of Annihilation is heavily inspired by Final Fantasy 16. People are seeding online, which is dumb. Final Fantasy 16 is a good game. I don't know why people would be mad about that.
let me see the actresses. So
They do have gameplay, but yep.
Oh, fuck all of you. It's Jennifer English and her real-life partner, Elonia Baranova. Suck my ass, kiss my ass. I was right as usual.
So that guarantees that the end story is their relationship as well?
I didn't necessarily say that. I said that the actresses were a real-life couple.
You know, I think that's cool though, because like their voiceover chemistry would be really good.
Exactly.
Okay, next up we have Metal Eden. Which is... I have to actually watch this to remember what exactly it was. Yeah, okay.
This is like an advanced swimmer shooter.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But the next one, the one that...
Yeah.
There we go.
Game of the show.
Okay. This was your game of the show, was it? Mind's Eye?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, what was it about Mind's Eye? Like, there we go.
Looks cool.
As the ending, there you go. Director, boom. They even showed some gameplay of it.
Yeah, the gameplay actually is what made me more interested in it. It's kind of like a GTA with a dash of some cyberpunk, but still a little bit more rooted in reality. I thought the gunplay looked really cool. The explosions and shit looked really cool. This is the coolest looking thing. This is day one for me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with the cyberpunk, but not quite like that went way out to like the like few
presentations and shit like that. This is a little bit more. This is, I think, like 50 or 60 years in the future or something.
Like iRobot.
Yeah.
Mind's Eye. There it is, summer 2025. That's the nice thing is they showed it to us, and it's out in, I mean, summer, be like 4 or 5 months from now, technically. Although I guess nowadays we hear the season, and this could be August.
I think like 50 or 60
End of
years.
August.
It is summer, I think. Just
This is what
It'd be like 7 months away or something.
the gameplay. Like this is what sold me on it. This looks fucking cool. Looks fun. Driving looks cool. Boom, big explosion. And he's at the gas station and shit. That was really pretty looking too. Yeah, I'm sold on this. This looks awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Not explosions. Then we closed out with the first. Hey, Sean, there we look. First party Sony right here.
George Soros.
PlayStation coming through. The first party. You know, it is funny. Technically, we had to go into overtime to get the PlayStation Studios logo. I know. Obviously, we had Days Gone remastered, but they didn't show that. Like, they did show it, so we didn't have any PlayStation Studios sighting. But they, they started up, and they didn't tell us the studio or anything, who this is from, just that it's PlayStation Studios. And I'm watching this, at first I'm like, okay, this is, look a little, at the beginning, the setup. Oh, Helldivers. And then you get here, got these lips, and then they zoom in on the main character's pupil, and you see the projectiles, and like the pattern, and immediately it was like, okay, yeah, it's Housemarque. It's his Returnal follow-up. And I think some people online had their reaction to streams. Some were a little like unsure, confused. Ryan like jumped out of his chair. He's a big Housemarque fan, so
he should sit down because it's not coming out until next year, so he's got plenty of time to enjoy his chair.
Right there, it's like, okay, yeah, Returnal. All right, cool. So I actually went back. I started playing Returnal again the other day after seeing this. Like, I do actually kind of want to play that again. So I'm going back through it now. I didn't do the tower stuff, the follow-up DLC stuff that they added. So I'm kind of going through and playing around with that now. But I mean, the game's still very, very good. Like, if people haven't played it, I still recommend it. But it is pretty difficult, and I think that's one of the things that maybe they realized, because they didn't really want to change their vision for Returnal much. Remember, it was the whole thing about the suspend point. Like, we don't want to give you the ability to technically save, scum this thing. So we'll come up with like a, if you do it now, you suspend, you actually then have to back out to your dashboard on the PS5 before, like, you have to close it that way. And then you go back in and it starts right there. So it's a way to kind of get around rest mode if it turns off, and then you lose your save, basically, your run. So apparently with this one, being Star Wars 2026, they're going to do the Hades route, where you do get legitimately stronger after every run. So it's not like these hard checkpoints that you get, where maybe you get a certain item that's permanent, or maybe you unlock a certain door that's permanent. It's just every time you seem to come back with some sort of experience or currency, and your character will power up, is the way they're describing this. So I think people who were put off by the Returnal difficulty, which their sales weren't bad. I feel like the sales for Returnal were probably a bit over 2 million. For Housemarque, they're making like Resogun and stuff. They're probably pretty happy with it, but they realized that they, I don't say they changed things, but maybe adapt a bit more to the like more popular modern roguelike styles.
Make it more casual is what you're trying to say.
Sort of. Like, I think they can still make it difficult,
add in casual,
easier for the plebs.
Look, Returnal is like legit. I don't want to say it's a skill test game.
It's a memorization style.
Well, if you remember, like, it feels like such an old school arcade game from back in the day, because it is, you're right, you have to be ready for it, you have to basically pattern recognize and learn the moves of these bosses, and even at times some of the setups and the best way to kind of run through as you can, since they do change things up. But you understand builds, you start to understand weapons and artifacts, and when you should and shouldn't try for malfunctions that could pop up. I think Star Wars is going to be much more, you can brute force it if you keep running against the wall. Like, you'll just get experience and build up. So, if you like Hades, if you like, what are the other popular roguelike that the kids like right now?
kids?
I just think of Hades immediately, like Hades 2. That's the one that always comes to mind. But those kind of games, yes. If you like those, it seems like the Source is going to lean into. So I don't know if anyone else really played Returnal like that. Enjoyed it quite a bit, and I recommend it. Maybe Celia? Can I get you to try out Returnal?
Maybe.
You buy it for.
Probably. Then I'd feel bad, and then I'd have to play it. But it's also on PlayStation. What?
I said you didn't feel bad at that grocery store.
Oh my gosh, that was a game that was for free, and I did play that. It's one of my favorite games of all time. He's referencing Dragon Warrior Monsters when I played the game for free. Short story. I was a little kid. I was playing Game Boy by mom's cart. We pulled up to the register. The lady was like, "Hey, does this fit in there?" There was the cartridge, and someone had left it, and it was there for weeks, and they gave it to me. And it was one of my favorite games of all time. It was awesome. Anyways, on topic. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't seem like the type of game that I would get really into, but I could be wrong though. We'll find out.
Do you have PlayStation Plus, Celia?
Yeah, I do. So.
It is on PlayStation Plus Extra.
Okay, then it'll be available.
It is a download. I mean, it's something. The thing with Returnal is technically, if you're good enough at it, you can beat the whole game in one run.
Okay.
But most people won't do that.
Yeah, I definitely.
They'll die. The idea is you're gonna die a lot as you play through it, but it is like that hard arcade style game. But it's the controls are good. It's a very satisfying game to play through because you do feel like the sense of accomplishment and stuff. But it's again, it's like the arcade stuff where you would where you would kind of build up like I would say like Mega Man, where you build up against like the different robot masters when they're patents. So. Yeah, one of the games I think that was made in the PS5 generation.
Isn't it funny how we've been talking about Returnal for 5 minutes instead of Sorrows because all you got was a 2026 release date and a CGI trailer?
I mean, you're right. I need to see some gameplay for Sorrows, but I kind of have an idea. I mean, I wouldn't say I have an idea, but they didn't show. Is it going to be like in Returnal you go between rooms and stuff, procedurally generated? I assume it's going to be like that, but clearly the setting is way different from Returnal. So I don't know if it's. Did we just see a boss basically right there, or is it like these weird infinite voids that we're going to go through? I'm not sure.
We'll find out. That's a big Sony showcase.
2026 for Sorrows, though. Here's the thing. That is Housemarque becoming a pretty good studio for Sony. Of course, they did it. They bought them years ago. But it's pretty clear that Housemarque did not buy into the live service stuff that I guess some of the other studios were attempting to do. They kind of stayed the course. So this is coming out 5 years after Returnal. So for Housemarque, that seems like a cadence you'd expect from a first-party studio like that. So I have to give them credit. They're at least going to have seemingly 2 games out for 2 brand new games out, new IPs out for the PS5. Not many of Sony studios can say that. So we're just trying to get one for some of them.
Can any?
I think that was a fun. What's that?
Can any?
No, I'm trying to think of what's I mean Insomniac, I guess. Ratchet and Clank, I bet you they have something. I mean, they did Spider-Man 2, but I have a feeling they're going to have another game out outside of Marvel before the end of this generation. And it might be another Ratchet, maybe. Mm-hmm. But that was the showcase or the state of play, ending with Sorrows. Which hey, good for Housemarque, they get the close out. But this led to some reactions online because, as you may have picked up, we went through there. There was one PlayStation Studios game that was really shown, the other one being a remaster. And the expectation going into this, as you said, Sean, was PlayStation Studios games.
Yeah, what's coming up in 2025? Intergalactic isn't. Fair Games isn't anymore. Ghost of Yotai. I'm still not 100% sure that's a 2025 game. You know, it was just weird to me. It's your first presentation of February of the new year, and you close out on a 2026 game. In my optics, that either tells me for some reason you're saving 2025 games for a later presentation, or maybe 2025 is going to be a bit of a quieter year. And I don't think that's a bad thing to say.
I think Ghost is gonna probably come out at the end of this. We'll say end of summer, maybe. I'm kind of thinking that might be an August game for them. They reconfirmed with their investor report that would come out this year, 2025.
Take-Two said that GTA 6 was coming out in 2025 as well. I'm just saying things can change. Big games that got a release window then ended up shifting that release window. Like I don't understand why people are like, oh, it says. Like, for now?
No, we've seen Sony like some of their games right at the end. Like happened with what Last of Us Part 2 happened with Returnal. They delayed a few months. It's not uncommon, you're right. But for the year right now that we know of, and I'm going to remove Days Gone right last thing, okay? I'll remove that for a second here. But we have Death Stranding 2. And then we have Ghost of Tsushima. Those are the two that I look at and go, okay, they confirm them to their investors. I'm going to go with the premise of those two games are coming out this year for now. Sorrows is next year. Intergalactic is someday. At some point will come out. Which Naughty Dog, I'd like to think that's 2026. That might be 2027 though. That could be, remember the Last of Us Part 2 came out 6-7 months before the PS5 came out. It might be a situation like that for Naughty Dog, and then they do the remaster for the next generation. So I see this and I go, okay, I understand. I kind of understand both ends of this. So I feel like if you're really
fence riding, who would have done it?
Because the thing that was brought up, right? Eurogamer made that post, and they said, is Sony coasting right now? Is it starting to coast currently? And that was all.
We all have our own right now. We have to kill Ellie and Dragon Ball. When it comes to 2 minutes, we have to get back. Noise. I'm getting out. On the back. We could do this. I've got to tell you. Oh, you gotta go. I'm gonna go try to record bomb. They're taking it. Go mid, I got this. Maybe that's enough to win. We just have to stop them from scoring. We're getting replaced. Okay, we need to stay on the base. Stay on the base.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
GG guys, was close.
Fucking game. Now I can't fucking win a match. This shit's ridiculous. Hello? You better come on, because it's 8 up. Most of it's only one more piece left. This first that Spencer ate it. I think it's one in there that's not all the way ate. Spencer ate that. What? Yeah. It's like he get like 3 or 4 pieces. All the crust is what Spencer ate. Oh my God!
Estamos todos con la mitad de la vida, nos íbamos a regresar y ahí va el pendejo a meterse. Pinche idiota. Neta, qué pendejo estás, güey. Estamos todos con la pinche mitad de vida y ahí vas a un pinche chasco, este pendejo.
Whole thing. They like kicked the beehive online. There's so much back and forth over that question. And in the article, they did bring up some of the games that are coming up. Like, I mean, if you look at their third-party offerings, where they're clearly trying to bring in games to fill in gaps for longer development cycles. Just talk about Lost Soul Aside, where that's in May. So people are, of course, adding that into the roster of games that they'll make with their lists and stuff. But it was brought up that right now Microsoft is going to be publishing more games on Sony's platform than Sony is, and that is kind of a strange thing to think about right now. But is that kind of what you're thinking, Sean? Do you think Sony is going into a less competition on one end, so we're going to coast a bit mode?
Yes. I mean, even if they were to make a bunch of games this year, if you have all these Xbox games coming out, and some of them are similar, you know, you might second guess it. You have Xbox essentially doing your work for you with some of these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why competition is important, not because of some fucking weirdo 50-year-old men arguing on Twitter about which plastic box is better. It's because it drives companies to compete, and when there's competition, it brings out the best in people. I think this, you know, and obviously some of it also has to do with poor decision making, the live service games and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm just kind of expecting another soft year with PlayStation, and I think that's kind of a shame considering this is year 5 of the PlayStation 5. But you know, if you're cool with it, that's fine. It's my opinion.
You think it's possible, Sean, that maybe just the games they've shown so far just don't really interest you that much?
What have they showed? What is interesting?
Like Ghost Yote, for example.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. That's one game in a calendar year.
Or like Death Stranding 2. That's again like Death Stranding 1. I didn't.
But okay, you're 2 games. 2 games in a calendar year. That's cutting mustard nowadays.
About like Intergalactic, are you interested in that one at all?
Maybe. I have to see the game. I didn't. You showed me a strange sweet character and a half-second of gameplay.
About like Soros.
I will have to see it. I haven't seen the game. I saw a trailer, or a CGI trailer for a new IP. I assume it's going to be similar to Returnal, but you know, how's it going to be different?
Right.
And you're talking about 2026, 2027 games. I'm talking about 2025. It is February 2025. I'm interested in this year and what I'm going to be playing this year. And it just doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of offerings from PlayStation. And if people are fine with that, be fine with it. But understand that some people are going to kind of question, well, why is that? That's a little strange, isn't it?
Right. I mean, if you look at people are looking at Death Stranding 2 as like a first-party Sony game, and now we see Death Stranding, the first one, even on Xbox. So I think when you realize that, where people are kind of catching a bit from Death Stranding as being like that PlayStation IP, because for a while it was up on their banner. Remember, it was a whole thing for them, and then even Sony's kind of backed away from it a bit. So I assume that will eventually go to PC, maybe the following year, and then it might end up on Xbox a year later or something. So I know it is that time exclusivity thing that they're rolling with, but it was interesting just to see kind of the reaction after the state of play happened, where people just kind of lost. I don't know if they lost like the confidence in Sony when it came to that or what, but you're right. It was very loud online with that regard, because then we saw Sony's financials, and it doesn't match up to the stuff that's being said online, because it's like because they're the default, John. You're casual gamers who play the Madden, who buy Madden every year, even though Madden is dog shit, or buy your Call of Duties, or just want to play Fortnite, they pick up a PlayStation. And like that's, you're not, 75 million units sold. It's amazing. It's awesome numbers, but you know, when you look at the competitor at 29 million, which that pissed off a lot of people, that I dare to bring up that Xbox sold 2 million units. And like fucking weirdo fanboys, man. Get the fuck over it. Xbox isn't gonna comfort you if you stub your toe or something like that. You're a consumer, but I think they have an Xbox One though.
They probably do, and they got the Xbox refrigerator as well.
You can get ice out of there.
Yeah, get ice, you can have your toast with it, but like, I mean, these are just, it's just a factual number thing, and it's very interesting to look at, you know, software sales compared to hardware sales on the PlayStation 5 as well.
A lot more in terms of third party. Like their first party software definitely lower than last year for that Q3, which their Q3 this year was 9.5 million versus like 8.2. So they are up over the holiday, and less first party, more third party, but also just more consoles sold.
So, and a bunch of PC revenue because of Helldivers 2.
Yes. So there was a lot coming out of that. Their investors report. If you really go over it, you mentioned the PC stuff that's happening there. The Helldivers 2, I mean, putting a lot of money into Sony in regards to their.
Nah, they just paired that with a bunch. That's it. They be doing it. You got paired up with. You can play one. You can play one rent time. So that's all they did. I wasn't lying. That's it. See, that's what I get for talking shit. I lost. This is about to be my 4th loss in a row. Now they about to put me in 5. Every time at the end, my team. Every time. I'm off this fucking game. This is crazy.